Hello. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hello. And welcome back. It's empty, so I don't have anything to worry about. So you don't have to hear the smacking of my lips. I'll move over here, so it's not as prevalent. Okay. But welcome back to Mass Effect. Believe it or not, it's been quite a while, quite a few days, maybe about a week or so. And you know, believe it or not, well, I say believe it or not because I have it set up the exact same or as close as possible. I didn't actually try to mirror it, and they didn't look at the old video footage, but I got it close to as close as possible of where I remember it being when I last ended this. Anyway, we are going to get back into the swing of Mass Effect, and I did want to I was thinking about how I was going to do this, how this was going to go, how I was going to do all this, and what I decided to do is I'm gonna to keep it, you know, less, and because I've already played it before, as you know, and everything, I'm only gonna do some side missions that I'm only gonna do very few side missions, like for you to see. I'm gonna do that by myself, get that all done, because that's gonna just extend this. And I'm only going to put out the main missions and the main story and everything for the most part, unless it intertwines, you know, with my character or something like that. I'm going to only put out the main story part. So let's continue. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm at. I'm able to roam freely now. I am already a Spectre now, so you know, I am already a Spectre. Let's check Find Liara, Tassoni, Geth, Pharaoh's Tech, and everything. Yeah, before I actually do that, what I'm going to do is we're going to fly away first, and then I'm going to talk to the crew. We're gonna, you know, to keep it kind of natural and realistic, rather than talking with with all the dialogue, because that's what kind of sucks, especially with the first one. You get all the dialogue options. I mean, the other ones, it's more dynamic, and you get them as the story progresses. I mean, you can get them all really quickly, and they'll start repeating, but still, I like to, you know, just ask one dialogue option, talk about one thing periodically throughout the game, so that, you know, it's not like I talk to all of their dialogue options, and then it just repeats. Like a Joker only has a few, and you can talk to him like right at the beginning of the game, get those few, and you never have to talk to him again. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And for most characters, it's not that way. You have to talk to them periodically, and they only give you their story and their little missions and everything later on. But it is what it is. So I always do that. No matter how many times I've played this, I always do that at some point. 9 times out of 10 I don't, but I sit there, go to there, and I'm trying to like zoom out, right? Trying to zoom out like this, but then I end up exiting because I'm like, okay, I want to zoom out, click, and then I exit, because I'm so used to that for some reason, pressing that button, even though I played this 1,000 times over, and, you know, big exaggeration, but 1,000 times over, and I, you know what I should be doing, but I'm not. Oh my god, this is so slow. Is the sensitivity turned up? I had to exit again, which means I'm gonna have to zoom out all over again. But it's so, I don't remember it on the 360 on the console being this slow. Oh, let me check the gameplay. No, it wouldn't be in gameplay. Obviously, it would be an Xbox 360 controller. Where's my mind at? So camera sensitivity, it should be pretty high. Yeah, 80. Exploration and everything, it should be, yeah. Since it's already there, I don't need to save it. But okay then, I guess it's originally was this slow. I don't remember that. I haven't played this, as I said, in so long on the 360. I don't even have everything on the 360 Pro. I have all the main stuff that you really need, though, all the DLCs and everything like that. Yeah, I have all that. But I just don't have all the cosmetics and everything. And all the other stuff. So... Asteroid X, I could go there. I want to go there later, though. I could go there and get, like, this almighty suit, but being such a low level, I don't think I would get, like, a really good suit, or the almighty suit, or whatever. So, the Colossus, the one that I want. The one that almost everyone uses, the one that looks the best, you know, it's red and black. So I would have to do that later. I've never tried doing it like almost right away or very soon after, and I think you would get a pretty good suit for being at the beginning, but you wouldn't get the Colossus or whatever. You wouldn't get this almighty suit that you would usually get if you did it later. So I'm just going to do that later. And I'm going to go to the Ars Dig site, and then I am going to be doing Pinnacle Station. That's going to be difficult, but I am only on Veteran. I'm not on a harder difficulty. I could lower that difficulty. I'm thinking about that too. If it's difficult enough to where it takes me somewhat too long, I'll give it some time. But if it takes me somewhat too long, I'm gonna lower the difficulty so that I can get through it quicker. Because I'm really mainly doing this. I do want some challenge, but I'm mainly doing this to go through the story again and experience all of this. But I don't want it to just fly by, so I want to have some semblance of difficulty. So Sparta. I don't know why they named the system Sparta, but hey, whatever. Macedon. I guess that's drift. I mean, I wouldn't be able to actually even do this if I didn't buy this this controller. I mean, I don't have anything. I kind of ruined all of it in the past, way in the past. I had to get another one, so you know. Yeah, and it was pretty decent for being used. But anyway, besides that, let's just. I think it's in NOS. I'm sure it's definitely not in Sparta. I think it's in NOS. And what I do not want to do is, well, I could do that. I wasn't gonna do Admiral Kahoku's little thing and have him die because he becomes an asset in the third game. At least I remember him becoming an asset if he doesn't die. But yeah, it just sucks that he dies and doesn't get to the third game, but it's part of, it's actually part of getting to know the people who come after you in the second game, which we all know of Cerberus. So, scan. Unless you just went through the main story of the game and didn't bother to actually do a lot of the side missions and you have no recollection of Cerberus or anything. Oh, well, no, they're talked about in the main missions, but it's so subtle that you can easily forget about it. If you're just like, oh, okay, it's Cerberus, whatever. Or whatever. It's just so subtle, in my opinion, that you can easily forget about it, but that's oh. What am I doing? I was just gonna leave that asteroid when there's something on it. Yep, heavy metal. Heavy metal! No. Damn it. I'm back in my ship again. God damn it. I want to zoom out, not go back in my ship. So, it's not NOS. So, we're not in the right system. Oh, yes we are. Oh, I was perfect. I was correct. I don't remember exactly which system or whatever, but anyway, here we are. Or I didn't remember exactly which system. I don't know, I just sit there and think about that. Alright, so... should I land? Why am I questioning it? I should land. Oh no! I wanted to talk to my group before I did it. I'm sorry. I really am. I mean, it's kind of rude and kind of, can you please stop? And I understand that. I've seen videos where I didn't like that, but, you know, actually nobody did this particularly, but it was still something that was annoying. And I didn't have too much of a problem with it, but I didn't care for it, so, you know, I'm sorry. And if I am, then why did I leave it in there? I could have just cut it out, but I didn't. What am I trying to do? Honestly. Can someone explain to me what I'm trying to do? Alright, here we go. I already know where to go now. To Nos. That's as far as I call it. I don't know, I could be pronouncing that system wrong, but it's Nos or Nos. Or whatever. I think it's Nos. It's not NOS, it's like in NOS, where you, NOS, where you know, boost the car, but it's NOS. About NOS now. Alright, now what we want to do is, survey. Alright, we surveyed, it was heavy metal, at least I think it was. I didn't even see it that time, I don't even know. I just skipped through it, I don't even know. I wasn't even paying attention, I was just like, what just happened? Alright, now, oh no, okay. Exit. Okay, so we're in the system. So we're in the system. We're inside the system. Actually, I'll talk to Joker later. I'll talk to... Okay, so I'll talk to the crew down here first. She always has the same stuff to say, but I'll talk to her first. So let me get this. I think I can get that after every mission as a reset, to reset my metagel. If I'm running low on it, which I never usually really do, no matter what. I mean...
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I think I already asked you about this stuff. Okay, yeah, goodbye.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I think I already asked her about Kaidan and everything. I don't quite remember. I'm gonna go talk to Kaidan right now.
Anything you need, Commander?
I don't know, is there anything I need? I came over here, so obviously there's something I want to talk to you about. Are you that retarded? Well, I'm being mean now. I'm sorry. Kaidan. Okay, looking for personal input.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Uh-huh, sure.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
What the... Okay, never mind. If you know what I'm talking about, Manslayer's videos. I would like to see some other mixed stuff about it, not always about banging females and well bang. I want to see some other YouTubers about it because that's just kind of old. I mean, it was funny. The videos are still good and I go back to them every so often, like very rarely. Like occasionally I'll go back and look at them, but other than that, I want to see something new. I want some new. YTP of Mass Effect. Oh, it's hilarious. Okay. Rex.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
I don't know. What can you do for me? Personal inquiry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Don't be
You
an ass.
Krogan lived for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well,
So I'm
there
pretty
was
sure
this
it's
one
mostly
time
the same.
Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That
And then-
was fun.
Okay, you can't say, oh, well, how did they do that? You can't have your own, you know, it's supposed to be what you want to say, but yet, all this dialogue option is, it's the same thing. It pretty much is. It's the same thing until he tells you that it's not. It's like you have to have the opinion that it's, oh yeah, they almost did the same to us. It's kind of not your choice. I mean, I thought it was supposed to be your choice, but apparently not. So, that's
I
unfortunate.
heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it isn't the same. But, you know, you have to say it is. Sure it is. Of course it is. It
It
isn't?
seems pretty much the same to me.
See?
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation?
No.
An infection that makes
Well, I
only
guess you
few
can
in
have that
1,000
opinion.
children survive birth?
If you never played the game before, you don't
And
know
I suppose it's destroyed
about
your entire species?
the whole, you know, the premise and the Krogans, what the Krogans went through and everything. If you don't know anything about that, then I guess you can have that opinion. But, you know, I'm looking at it as a perspective of I've played it before rather than I don't know anything about the game. So I should take a step back and look at it differently. I see your
I
point.
suppose it isn't all the same.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Thought you should.
I was just making conversation. I
Subject.
wasn't trying to upset you.
Subject.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Genophage?
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know,
Why the long
it
pause?
makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in
Just saying.
stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Got a point.
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
I forgot. Was there anything to say
Are
after
your
extinction?
people really dying?
We're sure we're too spread out.
Okay,
None
so...
of us are interested.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
Huh.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long,
I see.
Rex.
Then you have to leave. Alright, so, very touchy. I'm just gonna get her done and over with. Her done and over with. No. But very touchy. It's very hard to talk to her, so I'm gonna have to be an asshole to her at some point, saying, fuck you, fuck off. Because, you know, It's very hard to talk to her and not get in a relationship. It's almost impossible. I don't know why they made her that way, but hey, why can't I talk to my crew without getting into a relationship? In reality, that's very easy to do. But no, not here. I mean, it's very easy to not get in a relationship with even Liara, with anybody in this game. Except her. It's nearly impossible to not get in a relationship with her. It's like it's a natural occurrence. It's like they're force-feeding you her. Yet, I thought they were force-feeding you Liara because that's what their whole advertisement was. It was all about Liara. Liara this, Liara that, blah, blah, blah. Their whole advertising, from what I've seen, it's all about the Liara romance when they advertised the game and the game came out. It was all about the Liara romance. And why are they force-feeding you Ashley? I have no idea.
Commander?
If you're a femshep, then hey, you're good. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, you didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say sorry for it, even though you didn't hear it and I cut it out. But yeah, burped. But that doesn't matter. I just wanted to say that I did. Even though you didn't hear it. Okay. How are we doing? We're doing fine, I guess. Why? Yeah, can we talk? Can we just talk? I mean, what's so hard about talking? Apparently that's just, it should be, you wanna screw me? You want to have a relationship with me? Instead of can we talk? That's all these dialogue options with her are a lie.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
That would save your
Wish
unit.
we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, sir.
See, this is a nice
If I had been
conversation.
more
This
alert,
is
we
understandable.
wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
Well, there's don't blame yourself and you couldn't know. Yeah, you couldn't know. That makes sense. You shouldn't blame yourself, but you couldn't know. I'm gonna choose that.
We never trained to fight synthetics. The Geth haven't gone beyond the Veil in 3 centuries.
Yeah.
Our training's supposed to make us able to adapt. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
True. The training's supposed to make you adapt to many situations, but as Anderson talks about in later games, you'll find yourself in situations that you haven't trained for. Situations that are like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what to do here, and then you just have to use what you know about your training to get through the situation, even though you've never trained for it. They try to train you for a plethora of situations, but you can't be trained for absolutely everything. So, can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Huh.
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Alright, sure.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Yeah. Ooh, XP.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working
Sure
with a
thing.
Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
You knew?
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Now I'm
Well,
narrating.
no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
And that's the thing. See, this is what my dad believes too. This is what I believe. As well, I've always thought that way. But when you're fighting like a criminal or an enemy, you have to fight fire with fire. Why do you think? Why do you think that? Even surprisingly, you know, most of them don't. You have to always follow these stupid rules. But surprisingly, the council knows that. They're actually smart, somewhat at least. They're not too terribly bright like most of them, but they're actually somewhat smart in the sense of if another Spectre goes rogue, you send another one to take him down, rather than trying to get him through the system, because you have to beat him in his own game. Do you think the criminal's following rules? No. So if you're blocked by rules and they're not, what do you think's gonna happen? They have a higher chance of getting away and continuing to do the horrible things they do. So yeah, you fight fire with fire. True.
Being a
yes.
Spectre does have its advantages.
Yeah.
Exactly my
But
point.
it's a
If I'm
renegade
trying to take down a
response. You
suspect,
see
it
that?
shouldn't
How they
matter how
made
I
it
do it, as
renegade?
long as I do
Or they
it.
put it at the bottom of the ladder?
CSEC wants
Seemingly
it done
renegade?
their way.
Not all
Protocol
the
and
options are
procedure
renegade
come
that are at the
first.
bottom, but
That's
still.
why I left.
Yeah. That was your reason?
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape.
Mm-hmm.
CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate
Textures. Kind of a smear. But it's still good. I'm still okay with it. A lot of people say, oh, I can't do 30 FPS. And they just lose their mind about 30 FPS or lower quality graphics or whatever. It's like, what did you play when you were younger? What's the big deal? It still runs. It's still pretty smooth. I don't get the problem. You would rather do nothing or not play anything you'd like to play because you can't play it at the frame rate you want to play it at or the quality you want to play it at? I mean, some people. But yeah, it's a tough decision.
I hope you made the right choice.
Yeah.
I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Now, getting the job done his way, I understand, but still, there are certain lines you don't cross, in my opinion, but still, that depends. We should get the job done right, not fast and stupid, because if you get it done fast and stupid, there's a whole plethora. You might get your target, or you might, win, but it could cause a whole plethora of problems later on, or it could, if you get my meaning, it's stupid to just rush in, get it done, and screw other things over, rather than doing it, rather than thinking smart about your situation and what you should do and what you can do. That depends.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Man, I like you, Garrus. I don't like to be mean to you, but, I gotta tell you. We get the job done right, not fast, but still, I heard there are different outcomes. If you have a different conversation with him, like, if you're, like, more going boom with him in the second game, there's, like, a different outcome of the reasoning of why he did what he did, and he did more instead of, what he did because of what you said. If you're understanding what I'm saying. If you're not, I can explain it better. If you want me to. Just let me know in the comments. But we're going through here to talk to Tally now. Actually, we can talk to Adams. I haven't talked to Adams at all, so I'll talk to Adams first.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
She bothering
I'll tell
you?
her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Personal question.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on.
And
Probably
why the
fastest
name?
vessel ever
I wonder
designed.
why
And she's the
the
only
name
one
was
using
chosen
the new
for the
Tantalus
ship.
drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation, too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our
I don't know,
location.
this is all side stuff.
Eventually,
I
the sinks
just
have to be vented.
this
After
is
a few
this is
hours
part of the
of
stuff I'm
running,
gonna
they
go through
overheat,
that
cook
know
us
is not
inside our
part of the
wormhole.
main story that you have to worry about. But still, I'm gonna go through all the stuff on the ship too. So
There's no way for anyone to
we're already
detect
like
us.
halfway through this already, and I haven't even
Visual
gotten to
scan
the
can still
main
pick
mission
us up.
yet.
Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be
But
pretty
I've been
close
doing
to get an
stuff, so-
actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
FTL give us away.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
You know, I thought the eyes looked weird when I was creating the character. Now the eyes look pretty normal and fine. So
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
you know, now that I'm hearing her voice again
I'm
on
starting
the
to
first
understand why you
Mass
humans have been so
Effect.
successful.
Her
I
voice
had
sounds
no
a bit
idea
different than in the other
Alliance
two
vessels
games.
were
The
so
other two
advanced.
games, they're the same. They're pretty much exactly the same. They actually are. I don't know what I'm talking about. Why they're pretty much. I don't know. But they're exactly the same. But in this one, it's a bit different. Might be the same voice actor, so I'm pretty sure it is. Why wouldn't it be? But which I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's not. But sounds a bit different. Oh no. Hopefully this is not the part where there's a long conversation with her. Not that I have a problem with it, but it's gonna draw out for like a good 5-10 minutes for you, so.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
That's not why you're here. Fuck you. You're into ships.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
300
I
years
can't
ago.
believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
Yeah.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted.
Surprising they
They
haven't
aren't
broken
pretty,
down.
but they work, mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
So you bring out materials that'll repair ships? And if you don't, which I'm pretty sure a lot of them don't because pilgrimages are difficult, then how do you repair the ships? Do people just die? I'm just wondering, you know. It's not answered here or in any of the games. I'm just It's a question.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately,
Are they?
we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Like
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
A conclave.
That's your government.
Yeah.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative
And like most
to
games,
serve on
it's
the
democratic
Conclave and make
because they're like,
decisions that
"Ooh, I
affect
like
the
this
fleet as
system.
a
I'm a
whole.
game developer. I want to
On
put this
matters
system
that
in the
affect an
game because I
individual
like to be
ship,
positive."
however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early
lot of games follow
when
a
the fleet was
certain
governed by martial law.
Status quo in a
Fortunately,
sense.
most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty.
Made by the
And
conclave.
they
Any
can
decision
only
made
do
by the
this
conclave,
once.
not by the
After
conclave.
that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was
You
as
know,
limited
I wonder
as
why. I
NVI.
question why. I'm
Over
gonna
time, we
keep
made
this,
small
but
modifications
questioning why
to
I'm
their
going through this
programming
because we already
to
know
allow
this.
them to perform more varied and complex tasks,
Why don't we
bringing
just
them
go
closer
and do
closer
the other
to
stuff?
true
Go through the
AI
story.
status.
I'm gonna still go through this, but I just realized that we already know all this. I've already played the game. You've already played the game, most likely. What am I doing?
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created
Like
an
a frog
inherently
slowly boiling in a
unstable
pot.
matrix.
Why did they turn on you? Well, it's kind of obvious.
So, the Geth share
I
brain
mean, the
power?
Quarians were assholes, in my opinion.
Many of the
The
Geth's
only thing that
logic
saved them
systems
is,
were designed to
Tally.
work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I thought
I'm probably
he would've said that.
oversimplifying.
He does
The
say
Geth
that.
are incredibly advanced and complex
He didn't say that.
creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more
Or maybe
and
he
more
already said that and I wasn't paying
their
attention.
effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence.
And I don't see the
Am I
problem with those
alive?
questions.
Why am I here? What is my purpose?
What's the
As you
problem with
can
those
imagine,
questions?
this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
Exactly.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, they defended themselves.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution.
Are you
By
sure about
acting
that?
quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Even, but I don't think I'm doing it. I don't know. I got distracted for a second. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we just on ours. I already said they defended themselves. What if I say it again?
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy?
They still want to understand.
Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Because you tried to kill them, that's why.
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
No, it is not.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Well, let me know what you think. Was this a pointless episode or part? Because, you know, we're nearly done. We got like a good, I would say, 10-15 minutes, give or take. Maybe 20. I don't know. You can look at where the video's at right now. And I still haven't even gotten past the part I was on. The other part, man. I didn't know it actually took this long to actually talk to the crew or whatever. So, you know, I'm still gonna talk to them though. Do they always accept?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing.
But I
in our
probably won't
society.
do this as much later on.
Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Sounds dangerous.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
And I think that's it.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Your mom. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go now.
I should go.
Yeah.
See you later.
Later. So I've talked to everyone except this guy, but yet all this guy wants to do is give me shit and I have to pay him for it. It's understandable though. I mean, he pays for it out of pocket and everything, but from what I understand. This elevator. Now, this elevator I do understand. It's kind of slow. It's kind of sucks. What I don't understand is everyone complains, which I don't complain about it as much. It is long, but everyone complains about the elevator in the Citadel. And I timed that elevator on the 360 here a long time ago, and it took only a little less than a minute. It was like 51 seconds. Yet everyone says, "Oh, it takes way too long. It takes forever." Wah wah wah. It's like, in my opinion, talk about no patience. I mean, it doesn't take that long to me, but to everyone else, I mean, oh, it's so horrible. I have to wait 5 billion years. No, you don't. Can you make a sandwich in 51 seconds? A lot of people say, oh, I can go and make some food and make some food that takes 30 minutes to make and it'll still be in the elevator. No. Go try to make a sandwich in 51 seconds. I'm pretty sure you'd be all like, it'd be a fucked up sandwich. It's shit everywhere because you tried to rush it and okay, there it is. And then it's all over the counter and everything, and it's crap is everywhere. Then you go to eat it, and it tastes like shit because it wasn't made properly. You're like, blah. And then you don't even eat it anyway. Blah. Alright. Beep 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 beep. We're gonna land on Theron. Land. I clicked on land. Who, a do, a I, a want, a to bring. Tally. I'll bring Tally, and I'll bring... Ooh, yeah, I might. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Fuck. It's asleep. No. So I'm gonna end this episode a bit early. Actually, I said it was 10-15 minutes away earlier, but I'm gonna end this episode a bit early so that we can continue on through this mission, like, you know, fresh, rather than me driving halfway through and going, I have to stop, man, I'm gonna end it here, blah 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 blah. Oh. Oh, my foot, my left foot. And we're gonna choose. I shouldn't die. I should. Should I? Either Kaidan or Garrus, because I need the tech. I need the tech because of the enemies we're gonna go up against, because I'm gonna die against that group right before we get into the mine. I'm probably gonna die. I know I'll definitely get hit, and like half my health or most of my health will go down. I literally just turn around after the scene of like, oh crap, the enemy showed up, and then yeah, I just turn around and run. I just dart off the other way, and I still take a lot of damage, no matter what difficulty I'm playing on. What was odd is at one point I was playing on normal to get through it quicker, but yet I died so many times on normal on that one part, when in the other the other times I played it, I was playing on like veteran or a higher difficulty, and I got it through it like my first or second try. But yet on an easier difficulty, I had a harder time. Makes no sense. Some other forces are at work, but that has happened to me before. I'll go with Garrus. Get some combat. I'm already a Kaidan, a Sentinel. I'm already a Kaidan. Well, I mean, I'm the same class as he is. I'm not Kaidan. Alright, so...
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Well, I'm going to pause and I'm going to save. Surprisingly, I was surprised to find out that the whole time from before becoming a Spectre and everything, I did not save. I mean, I don't know what was going through my mind. I think I was just trying to play with it. Why is that 4111? It says the range is 4111, yet at other times you see it's 450 or 500 or whatever. Why the different ranges on different planets and different areas? I don't know. I've seen that before, you know. My first time playing this actually was pretty bad. I was playing it on a TV where I couldn't even see that number. I was playing it on an old CRT and in standard quality, and stuff was cut off because of those TVs like to cut the image off. I remember playing Halo and it was ALO, or it was low, either Halo or ALO, because the H was cut off, sometimes part of the A too. Those TVs weren't really great, but I completed it and got through it. That was my first time ever playing it. After that, I think I played it on these types of TVs after that. I don't think I ever played it on a CRT. I think that's what it is anyways. It's one of those tube TVs or whatever. I don't think it was necessarily a CRT. I think that's a monitor, but it was one of those old, big, bulky ones. But, yeah. I'm going to end it here, and how many points do I have? I have some for Garrus. We will get to that in the next video, and I will see you, and you will see me. in the next video. Probably gonna be this. I don't know. So, yeah. Bye.